Welcome to another episode of Radical Money. I'm your host, Michael Garza. So today's episode is a little bit is a different focus. It really does. My goal today is I want to show you guys how to actually work penny stocks. And my problem with penny stocks is this. Penny stocks are not a good investment. I want you to know this flat out, completely worst investment you can ever make unless you know it's a good company. If you're an insider in a penny stock, that's a different story. If you know it's actually a good company, you know the sales are up, you know it has good management, then totally fine. I say go for it. But there are some rules that go along with penny stocks you need to know. Penny stocks are not a real investment a lot of the time. In fact, my studies have shown, my chart analytics have shown, betting against penny stocks is the best way to make money from penny stocks. Nobody knows you can bet against them, but I'm going to show you today how I do it. Now, I'm not going to show you what's on my monitor, but I'm accessing my Robinhood app straight up from my computer. One of these days, I'm going to have a camera or I'm going to have a screenshot share of this. So that way you can see exactly what I'm doing. So, as I go into Robinhood, I'm going to look up a few penny stocks right now. Let's look up the ones, so they're usually, penny stocks are anything that's technically $5 or less is the definition for a penny stock. So let's use that as the criteria to figure this one out. My goal in this video is to help you figure out what you need to do, what you need to find, right? There's plenty of indicators. So a low market cap is one indicator that it's not a good company. Two, sometimes a high market cap in a low price per share is a sign you need to bet against it. Aurora Cannabis is probably one that falls in between. I don't know what they fall in anymore. They're definitely a penny stock, but at their market cap. They may not be, but they've borrowed so much money and they've have so many write-offs. I don't think that they're going to make it eventually. I think that they're in the hole and they're going to be in the hole for a while, which doesn't make them profitable. Nonetheless, I've been buying their shares while the shares are low to lower my average cost. My average cost at the moment is down to like $1.53 for $1.53, but I have so many put contracts I bought before they went down because I saw their balance sheet, I saw their financial statements, and I was like, no, ain't no freaking way am I going to continue with this charade. So naturally I decided, okay, let's take a different approach. I am going to, I basically ended up shorting it. In a weird sense, I shorted the stock. Big time, actually. There's so many contracts I got for like pennies on the dollar that are right below the current strike price. And I don't know what's going to come of it. I'll tell you what, though, it's exciting, and I can't wait to share what I know with you guys today. Let's take a look, though. Let's take a look here. So I see it'll take a few more moments, sorry. I'm actually looking for the under $5 ones. The under $5 ones would be the best bet at this point. So we're going to go, one thing I like about Robinhood is they actually have collections of stocks, which makes Robinhood a very valuable app. I also have Robinhood Gold, which gives me like crazy level 2 statistics. I get all sorts of market data most people wouldn't get. I don't know how reliable the market data is sometimes. There's some, like Morningstar's one I like, but I think they're a little too optimistic about bad companies sometimes, and it's a little frustrating. Aurora Cannabis, they're oddly optimistic about, which is a good company. They have a high production rate. I recommend anybody at this time buy some stock in Aurora Cannabis just for the eventual rebound, but also bet against it because they're going down hard. Like, it's scary just how hard this company's going to go down. and I want people to be aware of what they're investing in. It's not a good biz. But I'm taking a look at the collections right now. I'm gonna find all the collections. It's taking a little bit of time. It's running a little better now, but. The one thing I could say though is when I look at a penny stock, I look at, I want to use ACB. I love using ACB as a great example currently because it's questionable whether they should be a penny stock or not. There's a few criteria though, because like I said, they have burned a lot of cash. They've burned a lot of bridges in my opinion too. I will admit the Robinhood web app isn't that bad. I thought it was. I always use the I should say the web interface. I use Firefox and I access Robinhood from Firefox on my laptop, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's a good interface. It's very clean. A lot of data, a lot of info. I'm not a day trader though. I want people to realize I'm not a day trader. Like, I don't believe in that garbage. Like, I don't mind that my gains are not fat gains. I get gains, don't get me wrong. My gains do take time, though. I'll admit it. But I do make a sizable amount of money. So, but I have a formula. It's a weird one. I will say, though, by the way, I would look into S&P 500 index funds. I'm not a big index fund guy, but with the way things are dropping and with the way a lot of the S&P 500 stocks are going down, I would definitely buy as many shares as you can, viewers, as you can of like Vanguard. There's a good selection. So you guys have a plethora of selections to choose from right now. And yeah, I'm looking at this collection and I'm just like in awe at this collection. So do yourself a favor, if you can, and really hunker down on this because I'm actually in pure amazement right now. Sorry, I'm still checking a few things. Yeah, I'm a big index fund guy deep down. I think it's a very fascinating idea. Do I think they're not as safe as one would think? Because not everything in the S&P 500 is safe from a crash. And with how everything's overinflated, yeah, none of those companies, in my opinion, are safe. There's a lot of good companies in the S&P 500. They're there for a reason. But like the airline ones, they definitely got fucked. They got fucked hard. Give me another few moments, folks. You know, I really thought I was going to find what I was looking for. I didn't prepare for this part of it. Next time I think I'll prepare a little bit, but I've gotten some good conversation in while looking into this. So, in REITs, I would look into a few REITs, by the way, real estate investment trusts. I invest in them periodically. I'm not a big one. I just kind of buy some shares because I love the dividend payout. We got Bank of America. Finance isn't that bad either. God, there's just a lot of them. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I want to apologize to the YouTube crowd. I can get off topic from time to time. I want to actually educate you guys. So, let's see here. It is honestly a very tough decision on what I want to suggest to you guys. The airline industry has gone to shit. Ugh. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the popular stocks. This is interesting because I've noticed on Robinhood, and I love millennial investors because they have this optimism about certain companies. The reason I love them is they're a part of my generation, and my generation's, for lack of a better term, I won't be too politically incorrect, but they're dunces, complete morons. They were taken, I'm lucky I'm a millennial that wasn't wasn't babied, you know. And I feel like a lot of my generation got babied, pampered too quickly, too easily. And it made them soft. It made them less prepared to handle the world. And I'm lucky I'm able to handle the world the way I do. Very thankful for it. Anyway, let's continue. My goal on this end is to keep you guys rolling. Let's see. So let's take a look at the 100 most popular then. We got Aurora Cannabis, which falls at 69 cents per share. We got Ford, $4.87. GE is $6.01. Disney is $100. See, these are the most popular ones, and I got to admit, I'm actually surprised Disney is down. That makes 0 sense. I would buy Disney. Only reason I recommend buying Disney is because everybody's going to be staying at home. There's going to be a lot of subscribers to Disney Plus. With COVID-19, with the pandemic, everybody's going to be staying at home. So we got Carnival. Carnival's looking good. It's looking good in a different way, though, not in a good way. Apple's look. Oh, Microsoft. Oh my God, Microsoft and Apple look sexy, but my problem is they've gone up too much. Here's my thing. So the tech stocks, I don't think they're going down anytime soon, but it may be a good time to get into them. Yeah, don't bet against big companies. That is the worst mistake you could do unless you have proof or else you have an idea that they're really going to go down. I love how the marijuana stocks, like that's one of the reasons why I love shorting marijuana stocks on here, because there's so many spikes. So a lot of the big time hedge funds and stuff like that actually buy these because there's so much hype. So a lot of them seem to be buying them in fat chunks to inflate the price one moment, and they sell off to everybody else. So I kind of take a page out of their book, and every time Aurora Cannabis goes down, I buy a few more shares. And then when they go back up, I buy a few more puts. It's a very back and forth method, but there's so much volume and so much volatility with Aurora every single day that it's actually a great opportunity to get things for pennies in the dollar. Eventually it'll all balance out. It does take time, you guys. I will not candy coat this at all. It takes time. And I want you all to know that. It's not always easy, but it is fun. What else we got? There's just a few that you can really bet against. There were some I really wish I would have got into, though, at some point. I want to apologize ahead of time for the video quality. It's not very good. I got to figure out what's going on. But I noticed the time is like 13 minutes, so I'm going to cut this short. There are just plenty of penny stocks out there to short. There's a few apps you can get on the Play Store. I'm an Android guy, so there should be something similar in the iOS, but I only go with what I know. So I know on the Android store, App Store, you can find penny stock apps. And these penny stock apps essentially let you see who the top movers were for penny stocks for the day. Very handy information, by the way, and I'll tell you why you want to snipe the top movers. The top movers are the ones you want to bet against. Because one, they only moved up because, and I'd also, here's my process. This is what I do. I look up the highest moving penny stocks, right? I see it moved up like 30%, 40%, 100%, 200%. I look up the news. Why the fuck did it move up so high? Why is this so incredibly high? And then I find out usually it's inflated news about the industry. It's usually industry centric, which means this company who sucks is just in a good industry at the moment, but everybody thinks that because they're in a good industry, they're actually a good company. 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. They're poorly run, they're debt-ridden, and they don't know how to sell. There's a reason these were penny stocks before. That's why I tell everybody, look up those penny stocks, man. Find them. Here's one, Cosmos Energy. I don't know much about it, but I've seen it in the Robinhood app. Let's take a look. Let's use this as an example. We want to find, like I said, we're always looking for examples here. Also, if they've been in the market for a while, that's one example you want to look into. Why, there's plenty of reasons why a company can go down. And it's typically their fault every time. So let's take a look. I love the analytics on here, by the way. You could see quite a bit. I can see earnings for the last 7 quarters. Holy shit. I went to start using the web app for Robin. I didn't realize it was so cool. But yeah, I'm actually, the cool thing about this is you see the things that people have bought as well, the other ones, and you find all these trashy ass fucking companies, and they suck, and they're terrible. Take advantage of the shitty companies while you can. Now, let's take a look though. Do they have trade options? Yes, they do. Oh my goodness. So this company, by the way, has trade options. I was able to find them. Cool. Let's take a quick look. Trying to open up the trade options here. Sometimes I don't know how responsive the Robinhood web app is, to be quite frank. We'd be quite honest. So I will tell you guys this. I will probably start using the web app, of course, when I buy stuff. I mean the smartphone application when I buy stuff. But when I'm looking at analytics and stuff, I gotta admit, man, Robinhood is the best when it comes to looking up stats on the web. This web app they have, the web version of the service is quite unreal. So no, I'm going to say this though. Short penny stocks, buy put contracts, basically. I'm a big fan of buying put contracts for these really bad companies, because there's usually a lot of hype, and it's just pretty ridiculous. So I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time. As always, my goal is not to make friends, just like my boy Jim Cramer says. My goal is to help you win, help you make some money, but help you be successful. And also, the reason I got into the market is so I could learn more about businesses, get more interested in them, because when you invest in a company, you have more interest and have more invested into them, and you want to know how they work. So you could then start being successful like them. So I've learned a lot from big companies, big successful companies, and it's always a fun learning experience. The journey never ends. The destination's where I want to go. I want to be there. The destination's the big deal, though. Thank you so much for taking the time, by the way, viewers. If you guys have any other questions, always feel free to comment below. Always feel free to leave any feedback you can. Feel free to email garzabrands@gmail.com, and I'll see ya on the other side.